from local resources, 80%. I think the only thing the country is importing now are only the batteries. Everything else is made at the corporation. And we hope that the e-mobility program will significantly change the issue of emissions from transport, because these are very significant. So the e-mobility has also gone into agriculture. There are electric tractors now, emission-free tractors, emission-free boats, emission-free buses, emission-free border-borders. So there is significant progress on e-mobility program of government. We've also reintroduced annual vehicle inspection program to be able to weed out non-complying vehicles. Perhaps as a lesson, this was brought earlier, I think 2 years ago, and it was fought by the politicians. It was fought by the politicians and it was shelved. So with now engagement, it has been able to come back. So the lesson we draw from this is that to succeed, you need everyone on board. You must raise awareness. You must bring on board, sit on table with the policymakers, the politicians, because ultimately they hold the power of the people. The other biggest contributor in our case is industry. Industry emissions are a big issue. And from our point of view as regulators, we require annual environment audits of these industries. We also have surprise inspections. Our inspectors, some of whom are here, are very well equipped with air quality tools. And if you are found non-complying, the penalties are quite heavy. For the case of Ugandan law, non-compliance can land you up to 15 years in jail, or a fine of up to 20 billion Uganda shillings. This can be converted in dollars to get the penalty, but the penalties are quite heavy. So we've also introduced what we call administrative fines scheme, because our experience is that the business people listen to invoices more than police summons. When you send an invoice, the company will listen more than if you threaten them to report it to police. So we've also since changed our methods and introduced administrative fines scheme. We find you not complying, we send an invoice to you. So if you are a CEO and you have incurred losses for the company, you will be required to explain to your board of directors how you are causing losses to the company. And so this has made company CEOs very conscious about some of these, and the companies are also getting better technologies for management of emissions. Of course, non-paved roads is also a big contributor for our case, and the government is doing all possible to ensure that roads in cities, roads in rural areas are paved. We've made significant progress on raising awareness, thanks to the partnership with EACO, Kampala Capital City Authority, and all other partners. Through the annual Air Quality Week, we've been able to raise awareness. Air quality is now appreciated as a serious issue right from Parliament, Cabinet, and citizens. And this has been made possible also by incorporating the Uganda Lung Institute. You know, humankind is interesting. if you show a person that your wealth or health is at risk, they listen faster than threatening them that you see the law requires this. People will not listen if you tell them the law, the law, the law. But when you tell them that your health is at risk, and here is the statistics, here is the research confirming the linkage between your ailments, between patients we receive at the Uganda Lung Institute and our air quality, then people listen better, and it's working. So we need to bring on board health and medical practitioners to drive the point home. This is a lesson that we can take. Urban greening and restoration is ongoing. We are getting so hard on people who build in urban wetlands. A lot of work is being done here to remove them peacefully where possible, as well as unpeacefully where required. This is going on. Other urban greening initiatives like, creating green parks, greening road shoulders are also going on. This also reduces on emissions. We, in partnership with AirCo and Kampala Capital City Authority, have established a network of sensors in major cities. We haven't been able to cover all cities, but at least a significant number of cities have air quality monitors. Like somebody said, was it Deo? You cannot manage what you can't measure. You cannot make effort to respond to air pollution when you don't know where it occurs or whether it's there in the first place. So it's important to have reliable data, real-time data, so that you can inform action. On the cooking arena, government is promoting LPG gas as an alternative cooking energy, biogas extraction and use in farms where there is livestock is also on the move. Electric cooking is taking shape, and but in the rural areas we still have the 3 stones cooking, which we must address. Lastly, we still have challenges like any other country in the developing world. We need more capacity for the monitoring. We need to scale up all the actions I've talked about so that they cover all Ugandans. More awareness definitely needed, and collaboration, and I want to thank the conveners of this forum to continue this forum, because they are very, very important in reawakening all of us and calling us to action. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie. These are quite many achievements for us, but what I take from there is that they are country-wide, not only in the urban areas, but the interventions that have taken place in the rural areas, and they have served a good example. Last but not least, Waziri, could you please tell us what has been energizing only in the space for Nairobi, so that we can close this session very soon? Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. You talked of short and sweet. There's a song here in Nairobi by some popular musicians called Sauti Sol. It's called Short and Sweet. It's a very good music. I think I would suggest for the participants to look for that song and play it later. And I think I'm here between us and the Tusker, as one of the speakers said. But what I can assure you, the cooler the Tusker, the better it tastes. So my name is Granton Mwandaviro. I'm a CSCM, which is a county minister, in charge of a huge docket: water, sanitation, environment, climate change, and natural resources. And I'll be shorter than my title. So in the context of the country, that is Kenya, first of all, welcome to Kenya and welcome to Nairobi on behalf of all county ministers, of which I am the vice chair of the caucus. We had a constitution 2010 where we have 48 governments, 47 county governments and 1 national government. So we are saying we have 48 governments but 1 nation. And in our constitution, air pollution is a devolved function. When you look at the 4th schedule of the constitution, when we talk of control of air pollution, noise pollution, and public nuisance, that is a devolved function for the county governments. How are we engaging? And as you can see by the name of, by the title I hold, is that at county level, we only have a maximum of 10 ministers. And that brings in the cross-sectional or interdisciplinary interactions. So you get to know how air affects the water, how having this gaseous, maybe acidic airs or pollutants in the air will affect the quality of the rainwater. That cross-sectional interdisciplinary nature of the departments helps us a lot. When it comes to counties, as we've set up, is that we have regional blocks and we have the national block. We have regions like I come from Jumia, ya county Zapwani, there's a Lake Region Economic Block. And in that aspect, when we collaborate, we can go and look for funding. For example, the Jumia County Zapwani, which I come from, got a funding on an action called Go Blue, where we received around 25 million euros. The Lake Region Economic Block went together and got a funding of around 2.2 million euros, which were invested in environmental activities. And as counties, we have a Council of Governors, and we have a caucus, and we have, I think in the next month, a State of the Devolution Address. I think moving forward from what I've learned here, in the State of Devolution Address, we should be addressing how many counties have air sensors, isn't it? So that is something that I've picked, and I think as I sit down in the caucus, that is one of the measures that we're going to put in place. We have a Marifa Center, and Grace, you're here. I will highly advocate that what has happened here, because I've been to many forums, this is one of a kind. Let it be documented in the Marifa Center so that it can be shared across all counties so that they can get to learn what is happening when it comes to matters air quality. As a caucus also, we do create model bills because these counties are very young, around 12 years, since 2013, that is when our counties began. We have done a model bill on forestry that we have circulated to all the counties. We have done already a model sustainable solid waste management bill, because one of the biggest polluters were the open dumping sites that we have in all the counties. So we are advocating for material recovery facilities in all the counties where the waste can be recycled and reintroduced instead of being burnt in open dump sites. We are also working on, and just the other day we were doing that, a model environmental bill and policy for all the counties. And I think now from here, what I've learned in the forum, I'll make sure that I go back and look at the air specifications and see that that is addressed in the model bill. The county I come from is around 17,000 square kilometers. 62% of the county is a national park. We've gone ahead and conserved another 24%, so 86% is conserved. But the thing we did an energy plan. And what we realized is that 71% of the population are using wood fuel, and another 24% are using charcoal and charcoal products. So 96% are vulnerable to household pollution. And one of the speakers, and that is something that I was very interested in, was household pollution. I've also grown in the rural setup. We have what we call vidalas in our native language. That will be your house, and you have a storage, a gala, on top. So you do some woods and put your food when you harvest, because it's a rainy county. And one of the first things that we do when you put the food there is look for maize cobs, because maize cob reels the highest amount of smoke. So you make sure you fill a lot of maize cob in the room and light a fire there so that everything can dry up. So having been there, I've really, really learned a lot, and this is something that I am looking forward to get back in the county and see how we can look at household pollution and get more specific data. Because if you are saying 700,000 people die annually, and in our county we're around 400,000, it means we are going to die even all of us are going to die. Around 96% of us are going to die. So those are things I have learned. We have established an MRF. We want to move away from burning, and we're looking at cleaner energy. When you talk of LPG, that is Nairobi standard. We are trying to move from firewood to charcoal and improved GCOS, and if possible, briquettes. So from there, I think leave it that. At our county level, we're also creating forums. And we have what we call a Taita Taveta Environment, Water and Sanitation Coordination Forum. And when we sit down there, and the number of forums we've had, I need to be very honest and confess, but we have never discussed about air. But now when I go back, that is something we're going to discuss. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you very much. I'm going to wrap this up now that we've had a lot of expertise that has come from these very big and small countries, and the knowledge that they have shared here in terms of what they have done and what they still need to do. I'd like to ask the panelists, starting with our largest city, in one beat, and I'm sure you know how to count a heartbeat because you're a medical doctor. In one heartbeat, could you please tell us what is the critical gap or critical need that, or action actually, that the partners here in this room need to take to their community to make the biggest impact? You can take your seat and use the microphone there.
Okay, thank you. So in one heartbeat that is over, I think that the one thing we must do is take learnings from all of our collaborations. We must continue to strengthen those collaborations, get people's contact details, reach out to them, copy from them. I mean, I know growing up it was unethical to copy from someone next to you, but I think it's allowed now that you can copy from the next city if they're doing something right. Just copy from them. It makes your life a lot easier. Thank you.
Another doctor, please, but this one is an environmental doctor. I don't know what measure we'll use, but in a bit, action.
Awareness. Empowered communities means ability to act.
Oh, thank you. That was short and sweet. Waziri.
Funding, and funding at that local government level, and short policy briefs. As a policy maker, I won't want to run across pages and pages of data, just very brief policy briefs.
Thank you very much.
I think for me, I will go with open, accessible data that we can use for advocacy and planning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. At least for me, a lot of information has been passed, and a lot of people have been educated about it. Now, what I will urge this August body is to go back and be proactive, inform others about the cause of air pollution and how can we collectively address it, because all of us are a party to the problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, audience, I don't know if anybody, 2 questions. I think it's only fair that I saw one hand there, and that will be very short. So 2 questions to the panelists, and then we close this session. I wouldn't want this to be one-sided only. Yes, the gentleman here, please. Make it short, sweet, and sharp so that the panelists can conclude.
Good evening to you all. I'm Ishmael. I'm a practitioner of environmental diplomacy. As a Gen Z, I really want to inject. And then my question can be addressed by either the Deputy Governor or the CS for Mombasa. As the CS for Mombasa mentioned that, Mombasa, like we all know Mombasa city for those of us who have been to Mombasa, right? Mombasa is a massive city. It's the second largest city in Kenya. It actually, it also have, like what we call the access to the ocean, right? For that city to have only 6 sensors, and for the CS to come in front of us and tell us that, we need funding and collaboration. My question to them is, as a country, how desperate and broke are we? Thank you.
One more question? There's a lady. There's a lady. Right, okay.
Good evening. My name is Vivian Tawarar. I'm a lawyer by profession. I work at ECAS Institute. You can look at it on LinkedIn. My question is, what are the strategies, the long-term strategies that needs to be put in place to enhance or to ensure air quality in the next decade? Thanks.
We'll take just those 2 questions. One is already directed and the other is general, but I'll ask the Gambia and Uganda to respond to the general question in half a bit. Waziri Mombasa first, your question is direct, and then the second question to the Gambia and Uganda after Waziri.
Thank you for the question. Luckily, we are all Gen Zs, so we can inject. We have 6 sensors, but we are systematic. Like we've discussed from the first day, air quality issues is not one line. We have explained what we are doing in solid waste. We have a plan on liquid waste. We have explained what we are doing in transport, in household pollution, and even in land use. Because looking at the baseline reports that we have for greenhouse emission, those are the sectors that were highlighted to be the biggest polluters. Again, if you listened, I said we have a plan of increasing sensors in a phased model, but we've asked for more because we are looking at the urgency. If I use county government money to buy all sensors to cover the city, I might not finish the whole city in the next 2 years. But if we can get support, we'll be able to cover the whole city and have the data that we critically need. But again, yes, we are broke. You know the government thinks.
Thank you. Can we have the last responses in a very short matter of time?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Actually, the long-term strategy is involving the general populace on how to address the problem of air quality, because it has to be sustainable. And the people who are affected, if they know the problem, they take ownership. And this is something that we are working on as a country to ensure that there is serious awareness, serious education about the problem associated with air quality and the activities that are doing that affect the air that they need. So essentially, that aspect of sustainability has to be built up as you move along, a bottom-top approach to ensure that the people who are involved in it are aware of the situation and they take ownership and address it as you move along. So that is something that we are working as a country to ensure that this is achieved. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good question, and I think there is no one answer. All of us here have an answer, because the question was, what are the strategies that we need in the next decade? From my perspective, we need to empower the people through information so that they know what is at stake for them. Many people do not know. Many people are still cooking on the 3 stones and they are comfortable. They do not know the danger ahead of them. So we need to drive the point to every person so that they get conscious about air quality. That's one. 2, we need to address the factors that cause air pollution. And these factors are very well known. You've had enumeration of them. We need to bring on board all the sectors that contribute to air pollution, and then strengthen capacity to enforce air quality standards. You raise awareness, but there will be still errants in society who must be dealt with through enforcement. So you need the capacity. Now, to do that, to do awareness, to do enforcement, you require data and information. That's where now networking and air quality monitoring becomes very, very essential. We need to strengthen our monitoring network, increase more sensors so that we have information to rely on to raise awareness and also enforce compliance to standards. Lastly, air pollution is a transboundary issue. If one country gets it right and the neighboring country gets it wrong, both countries will get it wrong. So you need to have a regional approach to this issue, and I think this fora is a right step in the right direction. If you look at Americas and Europe, they have a long-range convention on transboundary pollution. I think that's where we must take these collaborations. We've started as annual fora and clean air network. We need to drive it further to a time when we have, say, a regional transboundary agreement on control of air pollution. Thank you.
Thank you to our panelists. Thank you, the audience, for listening in, for bearing these experts. This is now the end of this session. I thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and giving us the hope and igniting that next step for the future forum in 2026. Please join your hands with mine to thank these panel discussions and to invite them to a family photo here, and then we can exit. I think Deo has the next step. Deo can take on from here. Thank you very much.
help me really appreciate that panel again once more. It is very clear that those who are saying Africa is being left behind on issues, air pollution, I'm very sure you have changed your mind. And Africa is moving forward and making significant progress on air quality work. From the work we had from Lagos, Nairobi, Kampala, and Mombasa. The minister from Mombasa made a very specific request that she needs support in establishing monitoring stations in Mombasa. I just want to name a few people here who should come see you after this on that particular request. One of them is WRI, myself. We'll come and have a talk. Engineer, who is seated next to you. He is pioneering with African-made sensors. We also have Professor Pop. I'm pointing you out because we have worked a lot together in Nairobi, and we are being invited to Mombasa. We also have Dr. Alice Kaudia from the CCAC. We can do something there. We also have representatives from World Bank. And also we have representative from FICA, who also I think we can talk and see how we can engage. And also we have the Clean Air Fund, and also the representative, the director for data is in the room. Yes, we will talk to the Mombasa minister so that next forum you have something interesting to report. So that's really good. One of the things, all right, yeah. One of the things I have noted from the panel discussion is everywhere the Clean Air Forum goes, action follows. We went to Uganda, you can hear the action that followed from Kampala. We went to Lagos, there is some very good progress in Lagos. We are in Nairobi, so we'll be reporting in the next forum what Nairobi has done. And in that, we'll also give Mombasa a chance next year to tell us also what they have done. And one of the things that I want to request the Council, the African Council to think about is including part of this forum, an intercity learning session where the ministers and the decision makers can sit and learn from each other. And also maybe next year we can have an award for the city that has made the most progress on this. I think that would be something. If you like the idea, please give it a hand. Excellent. I'm also told we have a couple of Gen Zs in the house. They are known for injecting, and also they are known for dancing while injecting. And they wanted to dance for us just one song. Paul, where is your team? Where is the team that wanted to? What? I have never known Gen Zs for chickening out. Where are they? They were four. They made a specific request, and I'm not going to not give them. Whoever, do you think that Gen Zs should dance for us? Please clap for them as they come forward. Come on, umekuja take down. Umekuja take down. Umekuja take down. Hakuna matata eh. Kama umekuja kulipa eh. Kupiga dance yo. Hapo ulipo eh. Kata kiwa yo London USA. Nowhere be like Africa. Nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go. New York, Chicago. Nowhere be like Africa. Nowhere be like Africa. Hallelujah, my God.
haujapatikana hadi midnight saa sita ndo taniwai nikupini location alikofanya na hii nikate call niko chomba ya ji mina jua utakuwa irizo ririzi acha nikushow kwanza form ya diton nishashika poa na twende chini kwa chini akiwa adi na mimi sasa tunasikiza shititi tuna free teka video na post pale NGC jina ni content to rap ni talent G anguka na twende down low now pia mikono juu alafu kick uliza pesa alafu one leg anguka na one leg anguka na anguka nayo kama uko na new pasta anguka nayo kuna pati na makosta anguka nayo round kwa hii pasta anguka nayo ati anguka nayo ati anguka nayo ati Anpenda kuzilika, anpenda kicks, anpenda tigers, anpenda hizo hit six, sexy wa bamba, anpenda hii, anpenda that, slow but in the chop chop.
First of all, let us appreciate the Gen Zs. And I have to really appreciate for Gen Zs being in this meeting. You are the next leaders, and I'm very sure when you take leadership, air quality in Africa will be excellent. So we move now straight to the closing ceremony, and after that we'll go for dinner. And I want to invite the minister from Mombasa to come and invite the chair of the caucus to give us the final remarks and the blessings for the dinner and our journey back home.
How time flies. We're already at the end of this amazing conference. Anyway, it is my pleasure to invite the Vice Chair of our caucus, Waziri Granton Mwandawiro, who is also my accountability partner in the caucus. So we share a lot on how we can make the country better, and I'm glad to be with him in this conference so that we can push the agenda. Karibu Waziri.
Asante sana Waziri. I think I heard here that Ibrahim, when you were in Lagos, requested that it be in Mombasa. So now that Waziri is here, and I've heard a lot of people talking about Mombasa, Pwani. We say Pwani raha, Mombasa raha. Kuingia rahisi, kutoka ni ngumu. Entering easy, leaving. So conveners, if we can now go to Mombasa and see what they're doing, that will be wonderful. On behalf of Gen Z, counties, all counties, 47 governments altogether, are getting only 15% of the revenue from the government. The government is remaining with 85%. Kwa hivyo hiyo, mkitaka kusukuma, pia msukume. On behalf of the governor of this great city of Nairobi, and on behalf of the CCM, Margaret, of this county, and on behalf of all CCMs in charge of environment, I wish to thank the conveners. Thank you, engineer, for bringing this here. We have learned a lot. And you can be sure we are having our devolution conference where all 47 county governments will be meeting in Homa Bay. I will push that this be one of the agendas that we have there as we discuss. So it has come at the right time. Karibuni sana. Thank you so much. I think I'll leave it with, I heard from one of the speakers here that you can stay, is it 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, and only 3 minutes without air. And that shows why this convention is very important. With that said, thank you so much. Welcome to the dinner. We here, or down there at the coast, we we say this is the time to wear goggles. So make sure you wear goggles so that you see engineer in another level, so that you can talk to him openly, interact, share, and make sure that you don't live without visiting the national park and seeing what this great city, county of Nairobi has to offer and what Kenya has to offer. God bless you as you go back. God bless your journeys, and God bless everywhere you're working. And as we work together, let's work together to make the air as clean as we can in this time that we are here. God bless you. And with that, si sherehe ianze. Gen Z mnasemaje? With that, let the official celebrations begin at the dinner.
So thank you. I just want to invite Dio for the final announcements on the program ahead. Right. Thank you. Yes, I'm announcing food. Right. So we are going to the same location where we normally have our lunch. That is going to be the dinner place. And just quietly after this, you can, I think we all know where it is. That is it for dinner. The other logistical updates, the Safari Park, oh, this has come on as well. Yeah, so you want access to the website, this is also the time for you to pick your phone and do that, do just that. The Safari team will send, I think there are people who have registered for that, so we'll be sending more details as they become available. And I think any other details around arrival, drop-off, pickup, we'll also make that available. I think you all know your dedicated point of contact by this time, and that's what's going to happen. But before I let the mic go, I really do want to thank our service providers. The pictures have been amazing, the videos are great. And can we clap for them, please? Minimal glitches, you know, nothing beyond manageable. So everything, something, whatever went wrong is really something that is really bound to happen in any setting. So this really, thanks for doing an amazing job. I know we can work together again. And now, most importantly, the constituency that in many ways made this forum known to the world. That's the fourth estate, the media, led by, you know, the capable hands of Dr. Jackie, who was also a session chair, I think, for awareness session. Please, thank you. Yeah, I think maybe if we didn't put this communication out there, many of you would not have been able to access that. And speaking of food, I did this on purpose. So where's Dora? Dora from Ayako? She's not in. Oh, she's in the kitchen. Yeah, thank you. You might not even meet her, but you know, she's really been a strong force behind the scenes to make sure we get everything on time and we have a successful forum. So I'll be around, I'll be at the dinner, and yeah, looking forward to connecting with you all. And hopefully see you next year, next forum. Thank you.